hey, Sean, I've been unable to make the kinds of things that I like making for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months now, ever since this pandemic started. And it's because the stuff that I like making involves other people. I like working with other people who run the camera differently than I would, or put other people on camera. Things like the Marshmallow Project, where we put 35 people in the same room to create this short film. That stuff is awesome, and it's become impossible to do that safely right now. Any video production right now is unsafe, but it's easier to justify projects when it's helping nonprofits, when it's helping companies keep their employees employed through this. There are projects that are worth it right now, but projects that are just for fun, it becomes much harder to justify that risk, the risk involved in gathering these people together for the sake of nothing or fun or a YouTube video. And so, since I haven't done any client work whatsoever since the beginning of March, my first gigs are coming up here in the end of August, it's been my only outlet to create YouTube videos. And I've done gear reviews and tutorials. I've done a lot of like philosophy and reflection and how to journal and how to wash your hands and little things like that. And it's been fun to do that creatively and to have an outlet, to have something to do. But I've been left wanting. So a few weeks ago, I decided to stream some music live on YouTube. And doing so was terrifying, and my fingers shook, and I made mistakes, and I played so much worse than I play when I play by myself. And after that happened, I had this like, desire, this challenge in me to say like, hey, I can do this better. I was so nervous to play live, even when I can't even see the audience, which in some ways makes it worse, and it's this weird hidden audience. But I came back and I played guitar 2 more times live. I played piano live, and then I streamed video games twice. I think I played Zelda live twice. And it was entirely different doing those things which I do normally, but doing them live and doing them with an audience and trying to narrate them and carry a conversation with people I can't see and monitor the comments but still pay attention to what I'm doing and make what I'm doing entertaining. It was just an entirely different experience, and it was interesting, and it absolutely is a skill, and a skill that I do not have down. And so when I find something like that I think is interesting and valuable, something that can help your public speaking, something that can help you be a better presenter and a better communicator, I like to jump on those opportunities and see if I can't build that skill a little bit. And so I've decided to start streaming live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. This is a totally arbitrary time, but because of this, 2 things have happened. One, I've gotten to produce again, which I love doing. It's a part of the process that I didn't realize how much I missed, but calling people and arranging things and getting people involved and putting things on a schedule and lining up the software needed and making the arrangements, that's actually a really, really fun part of the process for me. Almost as fun as actually doing it sometimes. For me, this has given me the opportunity to produce again, but also to reach out to people and involve other people in my projects, because I can't comfortably do things, safely do things in person with people. I can do things virtually. So I started using this platform called StreamYard, which lets me stream with other people live, and it can be video games, it can be games, it can be conversations, whatever. And so that's exactly what we're doing, where we're going to do a whole bunch of virtual gatherings that we're going to do live. And this does a couple things. One, it changes the dynamic of those games and conversations, I think in a fun way, where it at least makes it different. But 2, it gets people more excited to be involved, I think. Where if I were to reach out to someone and say like, hey, would you like to have a phone call and talk to me about climate change? I feel like most people would decline that opportunity. But in the past, having a podcast has been a great excuse to reach out to people and say, hey, do you want to have a conversation about X? And people think that because it's a podcast, it's an honor, even though almost as many people would hear the phone call as would hear the podcast. And these live streams are the same thing, where there's not going to be a lot of viewers, and that's not a sign of failure, or that's not even something I'm worried about, but it just changes the dynamic and it gets people on board. And so coming up, we're going to be playing some games. One game we sort of came up with called Pun Solicited, where we're going to try to outwit each other with dumb rhyming puns and things like that based on different themes. We have 3 episodes of that coming up. There's going to be a couple deeper conversations. There's one with a couple dads that have non-traditional dad stories compared to like the stereotypical American dad. There's going to be 4 of us talking who have had a different experience than I think a lot of people expect fatherhood would be for a number of reasons. I'm having a conversation with some people who have been dedicated to nonprofits and activism about what one thing could change the world, and we're just going to discuss some things, and it's just going to be based on aspirations and hope. We're not going to get into the logistics or how unrealistic some of these things may be. It's just a conversation about hope and ideas and opportunities, and then maybe some things that we can do based off that. But it's a cool conversation, and one that I would love to have. But by making it a live thing, I think it gets people on board in a different way. And so with all of these things, I have 2 asks for you as the viewer. First of all, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video this far in or any of my other videos. Thank you. And if you want to be in any of these live streams, leave a comment or shoot me an email. Contact me in some way, and I would love to get you in on some games, some discussions, anything like that you're passionate about. And I get that with that, it may be a little difficult for people who are, in Europe, where streaming at 8 p.m. Central Time is like, 4 o'clock in the morning your time. I'm sorry about that. We'll figure something out. But the other thing you can do if you don't want to be on a stream, or even if you do, is if you can view live, if you've got a Tuesday night where you can log on, if only for a few minutes, leave some comments. That has gone a long way with the first game night we played and with the video games and stuff. A few comments, even if they're a bunch of comments from the same person, it goes such a long way to like vindicating or reassuring us that what we're doing isn't a complete waste of our own time. And so thank you for watching, and if you watch any of these live streams or want to be a part of them, reach out, comment when you're watching, because if you're a part of one, you will see how much of a difference that makes, because it means a lot to us as we're doing this. So thank you for your support. Thank you for all of your support for all of this. This channel's growing. We're almost at 1,500 subscribers, which is not something I imagined a few years ago, and yet here we are. So thank you for everything, and I'm excited to see where this fall goes and how we take advantage of these opportunities and some of these softwares that make it possible to do things remotely and virtually in ways that we weren't able to do before. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.